Okay, I'm privileged to introduce John as our first speaker. John is one of our club's best speakers in my view. He's won awards during club contests, at the area level, and at the division level. So we're lucky to have him speaking for us today. The title of his speech is Where Have All the Handymen Gone? Please join me in welcoming John.
Try to envision this scenario. The zombie apocalypse. It's upon us. There's a group of survivors who are huddled in their encampment. Now this group, they're young, they're strong, they have food, weapons, medicine. Clearly, this group is going to rise up and rebuild our crumbled society. On the other hand, cell phones aren't working, there's no AAA, Uber Eats won't deliver. Who am I kidding? They're screwed. Our ancestors were capable people. For generations, they overcame the odds by exploring new lands, growing their own food, surviving the elements. These people were intrepid and willing to solve any problem with their own two hands. This was a very positive evolution for our society. Now today, I'm sad to say, we're no longer evolving, we are devolving. According to NBC News, 60% of Americans can't change a spare tire. We're not handy anymore. And this is a bad trend. Today I want to share my thoughts as to why this is occurring and suggest some solutions to reverse this trend. But we have to do this now because there's still time to strap on our tool belts, roll up our sleeves, and put society back on track. Having grown up on a family farm, hard work and physical labor were necessary. We had no choice but to solve problems on our own. I recall spending days in the hot sun re-roofing my grandpa's barn or cleaning out a cattle stable filled with all kinds of nastiness. But I always felt a sense of pride for being willing to tackle any job, no matter how menial it may seem. Now when I moved out west, I was surprised to find that my neighbors, who they were able-bodied, they had ample free time, were outsourcing their yard work, their housework. They didn't perform simple auto repairs like changing wiper blades. I was also surprised to learn that they didn't see the value in acquiring these skills. I recall offering my pipe cutters and my PVC cement to fix a leaky irrigation system, but my offers weren't met with gratitude. Instead, they were met with skepticism and a sprinkling of arrogance with comments like, well, why would I do that when I could just pay my gardener? I was shocked to learn that people are making a conscious choice to be less handy. And it's generally for these reasons. Today, people value leisure more than they did before. One's social media image is now supreme. So time is spent on things like training for a marathon, maybe a CrossFit event, or climbing a mountain. But you know the kind of stuff you can brag about on social media? Some choose to be very highly specialized in their careers. Those are the workaholics. And there are those who actually feel that menial handiwork is beneath them. Now, all of these may seem valid, and with the help of technology, cheap labor, we have the choice to stop performing handiwork altogether. But we're not doing ourselves any favors. We are robbing ourselves of the opportunity for character building and the sense of satisfaction that comes from a job well done. like our muscles, I believe that our brains need the mental exercise from solving real physical problems. Many today are making that choice to turn off the part of their brains that is stimulated by working with our hands. And I fear this is going to create a bunch of people who can't do squat. So, how do we fix the problem? Well, I have the blueprint. Step 1, own tools. And I mean basic tools. With just a handful of items, anybody can tackle 90% of projects. I'm talking a hammer, saw, pliers, screwdriver, duct tape. You can fix anything with duct tape, right, Elizabeth?
Good.
Step 2, always have one project going on. And this can be as simple as hanging a shelf, painting a wall. Just do something fun with your kids. I see Ron Daney there. Heck, take a page out of his playbook and build a rock garden. But look for opportunities. There are no excuses. Google and YouTube can pretty much show you how to do anything. And hey, don't be afraid to mess up. Just get your hands dirty and learn from your mistakes. And the final step, this is going to be a little controversial, so brace yourself, but I'm asking all of you to start judging. Yes, I am asking you to be more judgmental and less accepting of society's lazy and narcissistic attitude towards handiwork. So Gary, when your neighbor says they would rather just pay someone to do it, give them a hard time. Nothing brings about change like peer pressure and public shaming. There are several crises that warrant our attention, but the erosion of the desire and the capability to work with our hands should be a concern to us all. In a very short amount of time, we've created a zero-gravity environment that is turning our once capable people into slugs who can hardly unplug a toilet without a mobile app providing step-by-step instructions. But all of this can be reversed if we adhere to some basic principles. If not, God help us when the zombie apocalypse comes.